Hello, welcome to this update for Florida and Milton and the Atlantic. So let's see what's happening. We also talk some severe winter weather too. So there's still Hurricane Leslie there. It will just curve out into the Atlantic, maybe bring some rain gusty winds into the Azores next Monday. And there's this next area at 40%, so this could still make a run for subtropical storm or something. Showers and thunderstorms associated with a gale force non-tropical low pressure system 375 miles west-southwest of Bermuda have become less organized during the last several hours, although environmental conditions are becoming less favorable for development. A short-lived tropical subtropical storm could still form today or this evening, while the low pressure moves east-northeast about 15 miles per hour. So the wind shear forecast will become strong for further development later tonight. So this might still try to make a run for something, but very low chance. And there's this one, just a 10% near the Cabo Verde. Tropical waves expected to move off the west coast of Africa tonight or early Tuesday afterwards. Environmental conditions appear only marginally favorable for limited development of the system while it moves west-northwestward across the eastern tropical Atlantic through the Cabo Verde Islands Friday. So might be some heavy rain in the Cabo Verde there Friday and across Western Africa today and Thursday. So be careful there. And now our main story. There's Milton. It's back to category 4 now, but still brings some very life-threatening impact. So the tropical storm force wind field is already affecting like western Florida. It's already closing in there, and there's like still major hurricane at landfall. The eye might pass like south of Tampa, near like Venice or Sarasota, but there will be some very catastrophic storm surge in all those areas. And there's tropical storm warnings in the northern Bahamas, in southern Florida, in Georgia too, and South Carolina, some tropical storm watches. The hurricane warnings that they're in Florida, so please stay safe. There's the inland warnings basically over all of Florida, the hurricane tropical storm warnings, the peninsula, so please stay safe there. The storm surge is still, it's a smaller area of 10 to 15 feet, so Tampa Bay is only 8 to 12 feet now. So that's some good news for Tampa, because it was showing yesterday all the way to 15 feet in Tampa. So now it's just showing 12 feet, but regardless of the numbers, 12 feet will still be dangerous to catastrophic in parts of Tampa. So please be safe. There's 10 to 15 feet between Boca Grande and Maria Island, and 8 to 12 feet near Charlotte Harbor, some 5 to 8 feet further south, 3 to 5 feet, 2 to 4 feet in the Keys, 1 to 3 feet, and 3 to 5 feet along the east coast there. So be careful, even 1 to 3 feet in parts of South Carolina. So please stay safe. There's the storm surge warning, most of western Florida there, and storm surge warning for the east coast and some inland rivers as well. The storm surge watch for further north to Georgia, South Carolina. So please stay safe there. And let's see, they still show the storm surge here. It shows very great now in like Charlotte Harbor near Coral Springs and some areas, like Cape Coral, sorry. And then, but only 1 to 3 feet there, but showing more further north in this basin areas here, near Deep Creek or Peace Rivers, and some areas more than 9 feet. But like Sarasota is showing some 6 to 9 feet or even more. But the official forecast is like 10 to 15 feet in that area. But this potential here doesn't have anything crazy for Tampa Bay now. It only show like 1 to 3 feet, but if I were you, I wouldn't see this map. I trust more this 8 to 12 feet storm surge in Tampa forecast. So please stay safe there. And there's the flooding still, 12 to 16 inches crossing Florida there as this crosses. And occasionally near, like very close to the coast in St. Petersburg or Clearwater, even some 16 or 17 inches the total from this system. So please stay safe. Some 8 to 12 inches further north and further south in Orlando as well, and some 6 to 8 inches near it. And South Florida is not showing anything greater now. The worst has passed, will pass, because it hasn't passed yet, because I'll show you something in a second. But the main real flooding will be like in Central Florida there. And about that, we have a bigger high risk of flash flooding. So this is today, Wednesday, today until Thursday morning. So there's a high risk of flash and urban flooding, like flash flooding mainly for like Central Florida there. Like Tampa is in the high risk, Bradenton, Sarasota, even Orlando is in the high risk of flash flooding. So a high risk is like something extremely serious. It is nothing to play with. At least 75% chance of flash flood guidance being met within 25 miles of any given location. So please stay safe. There'll be a lot of flooding. Some flooding might be very, very, very dangerous. So many people die by flooding and landslides and those stuff. So please stay safe. So this is today, and Thursday, tomorrow, all the way to Friday morning, we have another high risk in eastern Florida. So I'll show you another map in a second, but it's showing like another moderate, another high risk. So please stay safe tomorrow in Florida. Day 3, nothing. So that I only talked about the high risk, but there's this light and the moderate around it, including some other major cities there. So please stay safe in the marginal as well. So the tropical storm force winds over most of Florida Peninsula and the northern Bahamas, even southern Georgia. The hurricane force winds over Florida, especially where it makes landfall, some high damaging winds. I hope everyone has evacuated. And the 58-mile-per-hour winds, showing more than 100% there at landfall in the other areas. So this wind could cause significant damage to like property, streets, trees, and everything, power lines. So please stay safe. And here, so this wind here plus the storm surge might make some big swells all across the Gulf. So please be careful with rip currents in most of the Gulf, even the northwestern Caribbean and the Bahamas and the East Coast as well might be a high rip current threat, and in some areas, so be careful. And now let's just see what they say. A larger destructive storm surge with highest inundations 20 feet or greater expected along portion of the west central coastal Florida Peninsula. If you are in the storm surge warning area, this is an extremely life-threatening situation. Time to evacuate if told so by local officials. So, and it's quickly coming to a close because the hurricane is almost there. Devastating hurricane force winds expected along parts of the west coast of Florida, where hurricane warning is in effect. Milton's forecast to remain a hurricane while it crosses through Florida, and life-threatening hurricane force winds, smashing gusts, and they're expected to spread inland. And to preparation to protect life and property, including being ready for long-duration power outages, should be rushed to completion. Now, heavy rain across Florida Peninsula through Thursday brings risk of catastrophic, life-threatening flash and urban flooding, parts of moderate to major river flooding, especially in areas where coastal flooding and inland flooding combine to increase the flood threat. So please stay safe. Please, I think the most life-threatening flood threat, because there'll be also the storm surge together, is around Clearwater, Tampa, or St. Petersburg, but all of Florida will get some catastrophic flash flooding. So please stay safe there. So here, they have some rainfall discussions there for the flash flooding. They have new ones of this like all the time. So I'll try to put this link in the description so you can check here. There's also another discussion as well, and yeah, so please stay safe. The excessive rainfall, there's the high risk I showed you today, the moderate and the slight. So please stay safe with that flooding. Tomorrow, from Thursday to Friday morning, shows more in eastern Florida there, central to eastern Florida. So please stay safe there. let's see if this works here. So we can see the locations there. So tomorrow for Thursday, Orlando is still in a high risk. Port Orange, Daytona Beach is still in a high risk. In other areas there. So please stay safe. And even the Space Center there is in a high risk of flooding. So please stay safe. This is very serious. And day 3, day 4, day 5, nothing. So please stay safe from this flooding. So here we have the informations. The model's tightly packed to landfall south of Tampa, near like Venice or Sarasota, or even further south. So please stay safe. There's the intensity, it's still a high-end Cat 4, so it's still a Cat 4. I'll check another page to see the landfall intensity in a second, but it shows like Cat 4, and one model is still showing Cat 5 in a few hours, so don't mind that, but you never know. And I expect it to go down to a Cat 3 within 24 hours, or like even less, like 12 to 18 hours, Cat 2, and then weaken a lot. So please stay safe. This will most likely be a Cat 4 at landfall. So it shows here like Cat 4 all the way until the eye gets close, but right when the eye makes landfall shows a Cat 3, so it will probably go down to a Cat 3 at landfall. So please stay safe. There's the GFS 967 to 978 landfall. There's the European, shows like a 9669 to 971 landfall. There's the icon showing like a 957 to like 960 landfall, major hurricane. And yeah, so please stay safe. There's the H-Wharf, shows there like it's approaching. The H-Wharf makes landfall like in northern Sarasota, just south of Tampa, is a 954 to 961, like 961. So major hurricane. There's like the Hefs B, shows a 936 now, and then the Hefs B actually makes landfall as a 945, so they'll still be Cat 4. So the Hefs B is stronger. There's the Hefs A, shows like a 963 a landfall, so still major hurricane, but shows most of the convection on the north side. The south doesn't show much, but in terms of winds, those isobars, they'll be very intense. There's like the H1 as well, shows like a 937 now, a 954 at landfall, but the H1 is closer to Tampa there, so better watch. So please stay safe in those areas. And now the rest of the Atlantic still shows a small potential that sits in the Cabo Verde, so most likely there's not much support for that to form anymore. But there's Leslie there, it goes out to the Atlantic, and the European actually like dies this system before it gets to the Azores. That might be good for them, but we don't know yet. And there's like there's Milton there, the tightly packed landfall, category 3, just south of Tampa. And there's this system at 40% chance there, this subtropical system is this low pressure here. Yeah, actually has a lot of support for this to become something, but the wind shear will be higher later, so likely if it becomes something, maybe today. There's the GFS too, so it shows like Milton there, but the GFS is already showing more support for something to come out again from the northwestern Caribbean, go towards Cuba and the Bahamas. So still very low probability that something gets going there, but like in a week or two, there are some signs that something might try to do something there. And after all of this that's happened, no one wants another hurricane, so but there's like very low probabilities, and then it has some crazy probabilities there, but like very low probabilities, but like scattered around. One member shows something further west, some other members further south, but very low probabilities in the main development region. There's those subtropical systems mixed around there, and the stuff towards Europe. So be aware there. And just for comparison, the European also had a few members or two trying to show something in the Caribbean by October 19th, but those are like some very low probabilities. So, but we'll keep watching. So please stay safe. So the waves here shows very high. This land makes landfall and the storm surge, but the wind gusts. Let's see all the models. There's the European model for the wind gusts right before landfall. It's like more than 172 kilometer power gusts, like 107 mile power gusts, just north of Longboat Key, like Holmes Beach. It shows like St. Petersburg, so 92 mile per hour gusts. Indian Rocks, so 99 mile per hour gusts. Some 89 in Sarasota. So this keeps going. The European has like 67 mile per hour gusts, 71 mile per hour gusts crossing Florida there. So please stay safe with these winds. There's the GFS. It doesn't have as great as the European, like the winds, but it has like some 68 mile per hour, some 72, but this is too low, I think. Let's see the HER. It's more like high resolution, you might get a better idea. So it's showing the worst of the winds on the western side, but then it comes, weakens, and since most the worst winds might be on the western side, it weakens at landfall. It does show like only some 82 mile per hour gusts, some 55, 666 in all of Central Florida there, and that's even southwestern Florida, more than 66 mile per hour gusts. And it has in the northern Bahamas more like 48 mile per hour gusts, so that's close to like some 80 kilometer per hour or even more. And then please stay safe there. So let's see a little bit closer to landfall. It has some areas like some 83 mile per hour gusts, like 92. So please stay safe. And then like in Tampa Bay, it's like some 84 mile per hour gusts, some high gusts for other parts of Central Florida. So please stay safe there. But these are just models. Let's see what the forecast from the National Weather Service says. So this is the wind threat. They still have wind gusts greater than 110 mile per hour. Most of Tampa, St. Petersburg, Sarasota, until Port Charlotte and Lakeland and all there. So most models show like around 100 mile per hour gusts in the worst areas, but they're still showing 110. So there's still potential for like 110 or greater mile per hour gusts, because if this is a major hurricane has sustained winds of like 110 mile per hour gusts, mile per hour winds or more. So so although this will weaken at landfall, the wind gusts might be still greater than 110 miles per hour, so please stay safe. And the rest of the wind threat from Central Florida, some major winds, all the way into South Carolina, some gusty winds. The storm surge, that potential for 9 feet or greater above the ground near, like near Tampa, St. Petersburg, Sarasota, and let's see, like Cape Coral too show some high storm surge, southwestern Florida, some on the east coast. So please stay safe. Flooding rain, that high risk, some major flooding rain there, like that purpose, like extreme flooding rain. So please stay safe. And the tornado threat has now risen to like red there, so like potential for several tornadoes there. So please stay safe there. And in terms of that, we already have a lot of massive scale discussions there, so it's already happening. I saw some news on social media of a tornado near the Everglades earlier today, like those supercells there. So please stay safe. There's another discussion here. They post new discussion like all the time, so I'll put this link on the description as well. But they show the storms here, strong heating, promote additional updraft development, so please be careful. There are the tornado watches still active there, hazard tornadoes high and strong tornadoes low, but general like tornadoes high probability, and shows like those storms there. So this is the first or the second tornado watch. They have like yes, that's the only tornado watch, but as this advances, this one might expire. They might issue more tornado watches later. So please stay tuned here that there's now officially an enhanced risk through Central Florida there, a slight risk through Southern Florida. So please stay safe. Like tornadoes are 10% hatched. So hatched is like 10% of greater probability of EF2 to EF5 tornadoes with 25 miles over point. So that's like the probability of strong tornadoes. So this is the first time in a while I see a hatched risking like Florida. So please stay safe there. There are a bunch of tornado warnings already. Please have a radio or a system to receive warnings. I'll put a link on the description so you can check the warnings. But please stay safe with that tornado potential. That there's a 5% and a 2% around the two, and be aware in the Bahamas because that 5% covers most of the Florida Peninsula, maybe a small war spout threat on the Bahamas too. So please be careful there. Tomorrow is still a marginal risk in like far eastern Florida, a very small tornado threat in far eastern Florida. So be aware tomorrow still, some storms in the central US. And day 3, this is gone. It only shows a storm or two in Florida still. So please stay safe there. There's like today in other areas an elevated fire threat in like Montana and Idaho too. So be aware. And let's see, the model shows those red flag warnings there, some air quality advisories across the west and parts of Texas, some frost and freeze advisories in West Virginia and Pennsylvania, so be aware of the cold, and all the warnings in Florida, like flood watches, hurricane warnings, the storm surge warnings. You can click here for more information, that they're like watches and warnings, tornado watch, flooding rainfall, rip currents, forecast, climate, so please stay safe there. They have all of this: tornado watch, flood warning, tropical storm warning, rip current statement, flood watch, hazardous weather. So if you click there, there's all the information. So please stay safe. This is a serious system. There's the significant tornado parameter from the HER, and impressively it's showing some very high values. This is now, this moment. By the time you watch this video, it might be different, but show like some very high tornado parameters near most of southern Florida now. And then later, like this afternoon, it still shows like some tornado parameters to central Florida, but not as great as now. Shows some of the Bahamas too, to be aware. And like tomorrow morning shows still like mainly in the ocean there's some parameters. So the worst is now until tonight. So and when this makes landfall, of course. So this is like early this afternoon, still showing some very high parameters there. So stay safe, please. Please stay safe. So let's just see like some other stuff here. So in terms of wind gusts, there's some gusty winds near Atlantic Canada today, but nothing crazy. So like Thursday, some more winds in the northeast, and those systems in Alaska there, still showing some big winds in like the Aleutian Islands there. So please be aware, and those systems might eventually head to like the coast of southern Alaska and parts of Canada. So let's see, this like next Saturday the 12th shows some very big winds in southern Alaska, many areas along the mountains there. And then this continues, might affect British Columbia eventually, and even Yukon, showing some very high winds across Yukon, parts of northwestern territories next Sunday, and also showing across eastern Canada next Saturday into next Sunday, some bigger winds there. So be aware of the gusty winds. And this system continues across the northwest into Nunavut, some stronger winds next Monday, and this continues. The rainfall accumulation shows like, if I put this until next Tuesday, it shows a lot in Alaska and Yukon there, more than 300 millimeters. Most might be snow, but it does show more in eastern Canada, like northern Labrador, close to 100 millimeters. A lot like southern British Columbia, more than 200 millimeters. So stay safe from those systems there. Like snowfall shows next 6 days, major snow there in all the mountains, southern Alaska, like southern Yukon, northern British Columbia. So like more than 200 centimeters of snow. Some pink areas like almost to 333 centimeters of snow, so please be aware. Shows also some specks of snow further south to British Columbia, to the north in Nunavut, and showing a lot of snow northern Labrador and Quebec. So be aware across eastern Canada, northeastern Canada, some more snow as well. And it's also showing Colorado there. This is quite strange because those are like low-lying areas. The European model is a little bit crazy, I think. But let's see, the GFS doesn't show anything, just in the higher Rockies there. So we'll keep an eye on it and stay safe. The temperatures are still very high heat risk, close like the hundreds Fahrenheit. They're very high in the valley still, so be aware. So and like the northeast shows still like some 34 is Fahrenheit during the night and early morning. It warms up to like 50, low 60s during the day, but generally cold at night, especially New Hampshire showing close like low 30s Fahrenheit. And across Ontario and Quebec show like -1, 0 Celsius, like northern Manitoba showing -2 during the night and early morning, -6 in Nunavut. So be careful with that cold. In Alaska, very cold of course. In Yukon, the mountains of Alberta, British Columbia, and parts of northeastern Canada. So stay safe there, and bye.